Hi there and welcome to She Spice. So the trailer for Ideology 3 hasn't dropped yet. Peeps resemble Where's Stallone at Sylvester Stallone. The OG character is Mia, and everybody's thinking about what's the arrangement. Allegedly, he may be confronting some industry obstacles. You know that the debasing energy that specialists frequently get now is Kanye West moving forward to spill the tea on what's truly going down with Stallone. We should jump in and see what's the scoop. They had some control over Charles Barkley. They had some control over LeBron James. They had some control over Jay-Z and Beyonce. Kanye West is on one more level with his tales, and this time he's plunging profoundly into the wild web-based speculations about Hollywood's penances in a strange clasp that gets everybody's eyes stuck. He goes full scale in any event, raising his own mother and underscoring how he's in with no reservations on this conviction. Yes, certainly stood out, igniting both interest and worry as he questions the inward functions of Hollywood and its supposed practices. Basically, Kanye is persuaded that Hollywood's pulling strings on specific people, and these individuals are genuinely frightened that their friends and family could become penances for the business he's in any event, raising weighty stuff like his own mother's passing in 2007, tossing out the possibility that she could have been forfeited. Bill Cosby is his child, right? Dr. Drew, his child, you out in Hollywood. Many individuals come up missing. Kanye is laying everything out, guaranteeing that Hollywood's thought process is reduced to one thing: control. As per him, the business elites aren't simply making things happen. They're likewise meddling with individuals' heads, putting them through some serious mental torment. It's like he's saying Hollywood has this show of dominance continuing, and it's not just about popularity and fortune. It's tied in with playing mind games on a level that is truly unheard of to control damage. They need to adapt and damage, and God loves me. You comprehend, they hit me. He's likewise dropping sensations by pointing fingers at a portion of the heavyweights in the industry, charging they're affected by sinister powers incredibly. He's, in any event, putting names out there, and one of them is Pastor Louis Farrakhan. The situation starts to get interesting when Farrakhan comes to Kanye's protection in a video posted on a site. However, rather than facilitating what is happening, Kanye duplicates down hauling Farrakhan's name in with the general mishmash only for clergyman Farrakhan. I love you, yet the manner in which you read that I accepted that as a slight, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't. I expect no lack of respect from anyone, so we should get on the telephone. And how about we work that out now? Kanye proposes that, on the off chance that the business can control unmistakable figures, wouldn't it be easy for them to apply command over Sylvester too? Back in 1976, Ruff Balboa ventured onto the big screen and blasted a dark horse. Legend was conceived quick forward to very nearly 50 years, and presently the establishment isn't the long shot. It's an undeniable hero with various spin-offs. The most recent Belief 3 hits theaters on April 3. This 10-tie portion of the Ruff series and the third in the Statement of Faith series follow Adonis Donnie Doctrine's child. He's managing some weighty stuff from his past when a close buddy turned enemy reemerges after 18 years. I spent the most recent 7 years of my life living Statement of Faith 3, which brings a progression of firsts for the establishment. Michael B. Jordan, who's been the substance of Adonis since his breakout job in 2015's Ideology, will make his first time at the helm concerning Sylvester Stallone, the famous figure inseparable from the Ruff movies. This denotes the main Ruff portion where he will not be seen on screen despite the fact that he assumed a part as a maker in the task. Why do you know? Spread the word. You realize that he wasn't coming. The 10th portion in the Ruff establishment and the third in the Belief series proceed with the rich tradition of the Ruff Balboa universe. The film dives into the difficulties of beating past injuries, exploring the traps of acclaim, and persevering through the meaning of family. At its center is Adonis Doctrine, once the ignored, ill-conceived child of boxing legend Apollo, who later turns into a dear companion and mentor to Ruff Balboa. Adonis endeavors to keep his dad's heritage alive, first as a boxing champion, and later as the proprietor of an exercise center. Directed by Tony Little Duke Evers, the child of Tony Duke Evers, who prepared both Apollo and Doctrine in Belief I, the story takes a bend as Adonis, in the wake of resigning, chooses to return the ring to shield his title holder. This choice is set off by the return of Daman. Jonathan Majors, a close buddy and transformed rival, brings a dim past into Adonis' life. All of you remember me, huh? Being the lead in the underlying two ideology films, it appears to be a characteristic development for Michael B. Jordan to step into the chief's job for Ideology 3 in the principal statement of faith film. Jordan was under the course of his long-term colleague Ryan Coogler. Their organization started with the 2013 film Natural Product Cover Station and went on with 2018's Dark Jaguar. Coogler, who is a maker of Doctrine 3, furthermore, the leader created the Statement of Faith. 2 played a huge part in rousing Jordan to wander into coordinating in a meeting with Diversion. This evening, Jordan referenced that noticing Coogler straightforwardly in the arrangement of Natural Product Cover Station, APE, and movie for the two of them, impacted his choice to take on the executive job in Belief 3, the guiding interest. Flashes back to Natural Product Bomb Station when I first sort of saw a person very close that seemed as though me coordinating telling the set, he said, taking note of that Coogler made himself accessible for 911 calls during the recording of Doctrine 3, notwithstanding being occupied on his very own bunch with the creation of Dark Jaguar Wakanda, perpetually for his first time at the helm. Jordan was adjusted to subtleties, however, particularly the significance of coordinating American communication through signing into the film as his personality. Adonis' better half Bianca, played by Tessa Thompson, has moderate hearing misfortune, and their girl Amara, played by Mila Davis, is deaf. Jordan's scenes with Amara are all in ASL with captions from a meeting with non-mainstream wire. Jordan portrayed the film as quadrilingual. We have English, we have Spanish, we have ASL, and afterward we have the battling language. We investigate in the last battle, he said, taking note of that it was critical to him that viewers see a world that embraces hard-of-hearing characters. I was able to simply drop them in this world, perceive how the ASL family is living, and let the crowd go for a ride. It's hard not to see the reducing presence of Sylvester Stallone in each new statement of faith portion. With the impending arrival of Belief 3, there's a prominent non-attendance in Adonis. Doctrine's excursion to boxing significance and the continuation of the ideology heritage, the one who started everything, Rough B. Boa, will not be gracing the cast in this most recent section into the rough, realistic universe. There's a fascinating story behind why Stallone will not be repeating his famous person, adding one more layer of interest to the developing account following a conspicuous job as Adonis' coach and motivation in the first film. Sylvester Stallone's screen time saw a slight decrease in the second portion in 2018 anyway. The third statement of faith film makes it a stride further by totally discarding Rough Balboa. It feels gnawed off not having the famous person in a film set in the rough universe. The inquiry emerges, is there any valid reason why the Southpaw from Philly won't show up in Doctrine 3? The response to this captivating exclusion adds an additional layer of interest to the impending portion. The shortfall of Sylvester Stallone in the 10 portion of the establishment has been known for some time, yet the explanations for it are, to some degree, dim and diverse. Stallone referenced in an article for Men's Well-Being that he will not be essential for future rough movies as long as Irwin Winkler, a one-time companion and maker of the first film, is engaged for quite a while. Stallone, the old neighborhood legend who rose from poverty to newfound wealth as the pride of the city of selfless love, has expressed in his position that you can't bury the hatchet with somebody who's been not terrible, but not great, or evil as I would see it. The specific subtleties of the debate between the two anyway stay muddled. The underlying foundations of the disagreement date back to 1976, while Stallone, confronting monetary difficulty, offered the freedoms to Rough to Winkler for a total that currently appears to be inconsequential, contrasted with the colossal income created by the 9 Rough movies in the cinema world and through permitting privileges, regardless of Rough turning into the best sports establishment throughout the entire existence of film. Stallone doesn't get an offer in the more extensive monetary accomplishment. Past his installment for showing up in the motion pictures motivated by his own creation, Stallone, who composed the screenplay for Rough and basically sent off the rewarding establishment, feels that Winkler is receiving the rewards the whole way to the bank for this situation. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.